Hey guys, Lieutenant Marine here with another video. Today, talking about the Sergeant Major incident in Parris Island. And from my understanding, I read into it a little bit, but to be honest, it wasn't something I really wanted to learn a shit ton about, simply because people always take this shit and they over-exaggerate it and, you know, whatever. I do think that what's happening to him is wrong and is overboard. But essentially what happened is there was people outside of the main gate of Parris Island, and they were protesting the transfer that we just made pretty recently for 5 Taliban leaders for the fucking deserter Bergdahl. And they were upset about it, so they were protesting outside the gates. And it's my understanding that the protesters were all... they weren't doing anything wrong. They were there legally. They, weren't affecting traffic, stuff like that. They were just there holding signs, doing what protesters do. And apparently there was a Marine there who used to be a drill instructor, and he had his campaign cover on, the big green round cover you see them wear. And he was there, doing his thing when the base sergeant major came on. It was coming into work in the morning, I imagine. And apparently he saw this guy with his campaign cover, and he got out and started getting in the guy's face. And my understanding is that the sergeant major was simply trying to get these protesters to go away. Not that he necessarily disagreed with what they were protesting, but he disagreed with them simply being there. And I imagine he disagreed with that guy wearing a Marine Corps cover, during it, especially one as recognizable as the campaign cover. And long story short, the sergeant major bumped into this dude. His head hit the edge of this guy's cover, and it knocked it off his head. And the sergeant major, while being all upset, after the cover got knocked to the ground, picked it up and then walked off with it and went onto the base with it, supposedly. And it's my understanding that was the end of it. He grabbed the cover, which technically, yes, he was stealing the cover, but anyone in their right mind knows that he wasn't trying to steal a cover to keep one for his. He was just upset at the situation. So he took the cover. The cover ended up getting returned back to that Marine. But now the sergeant major he stepped down from being the base sergeant major of Parris Island, and word is now that he's supposedly going to retire because of this. Which, if that's the case, I think it's absolute bullshit. The guy obviously has had an outstanding career. He's done, he made it to the rank of sergeant major, and to end up having to retire over something as trivial as this, I think is silly. And it really doesn't surprise me in the end with how buttered people get. I've seen posts where people are demanding his retirement and demanding he quit and this and that. And frankly, it's stupid. I mean, if he would have fucking pulled out a knife and shanked the dude, then sure, by all means. But a cover got knocked off, a hat got knocked to the fucking floor, and he picked it up and took it with him. It's not the end of the world. But it is what it is. I think it's bullshit if he does end up retiring or being forced to retire, but that's the military for you. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. If anything interesting happens in the future regarding this, I'll make a post or do another video on it. But just wanted to get it out there. You guys can look it up. It happened just very recently. So, yeah. All right, guys. As always, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, hit me up. And I will see you later. Semper Fi.